If your show rate is under 60%, you don't have a lead problem, you have a no-show problem. Now, I've personally seen accounts spending 5, 10, 20, 50K plus per day on ads, fully booked calendars, qualified traffic, and still be losing half of their revenue because people don't show up, or maybe they show up super cold. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly why people no-show and the exact step-by-step pre-call sequence and checklist we personally followed in 2025 across multiple teams to hold a 70% plus show rate with over 10,000 calls booked, okay? So this is gonna be the fastest way for you to make more money without spending $1 more on marketing. So let's dive right in. So in this video, we'll go over the pre-call checklist, why people no-show, the pre-call sequence, the no-show recovery system, additional levers you can pull to increase your show rate, and then results of implementing this ourselves, like I mentioned earlier. So you can see like actual results, actual trackers. So part number 1 is why people no-show. A couple reasons. The main ones, one, they lose excitement. Maybe they're booked 3 or 5 days ago when they were motivated. Now it's the time the calls, like happens, kids, work. If you're not keeping them excited, educated in between now and then, or staying top of mind, then they're gone, right? So they lose excitement. Number 2, they don't trust you. They don't know you, don't trust you yet. And when I say you, is like maybe the rep, but most importantly, like the company or the face of the brand. They're thinking like, hey, this is going to be a sales call. It's going to be pushy. Am I going to be scammed? There's no pre-positioning, so they protect themselves by not showing up. And the last part is like they're confused. So maybe they forgot, they don't have the link, they're in the wrong time zone. You'd be shocked by how many people like are just no showing just by confusion. Like they just don't remember, they're confused about where the link is. Is it a phone call? Is it on Zoom? Is it on Google Meet? And people are not going to tell you that, but they just won't show up. So again, that's why we need to take it upon ourselves, do everything we can to alleviate any of those, right? So increase the trust, keep the excitement, and remove any confusion, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna show you our exact pre-call sequence, okay, that we use for closers to confirm their appointments that really help skyrocket, okay? So the timeline as far as confirmation is immediately after they book, 24 hours before the call, if there's no response, like how you escalate, and the day of the call as well, okay? So step number 1, immediate confirmation after booking. So when? As soon as the appointment is booked. And then how do you do that? From your personal phone. High message, personal phone. That's the best. You can't see that in the CRM, but that's like really a great way to do that. You can do that in the CRM as well, but personal phone, we've seen like higher results with that as well. The thing I would say as well, I'll just take a step back here, is you want to make this seem as not automated as possible. And a lot of people rely on automations. Just think like, hey, I have all those reminders, all that, so people are going to show up, and they're still not showing up. Because people have already had many calls like this. They're tired of like the bots and all the texting and everything. So I've seen that less is more. Okay. So as soon as someone books, a text something like this. Hey name, this is your name from company name. Are we still good to meet X time, X date, X time zone? If they confirm, perfect, talk soon. You just like grow the connection. And then you could even ask them, hey, anything else I could do to better help before we meet? How can I best prepare for a call? Or what were you hoping to get the most out of this call? And you could add a little bit to that, but that's the gist of it. Just make connection. And the reason we put the day, the time, and the time zone is to remove any confusion there as well. So the second message, that's at least 24 hours before. So if they confirm, I do that the day before or the morning of the meeting. If they did not confirm, you want to be at least 24 hours before, so you can have a few more touch points before the time of the meeting. How do you do that? Via text, okay? So something like, hey name, just want to make sure you have the meeting link for a call tomorrow, or whatever that is. Let me know if you still need me to resend it. I just want to ask, and then worst case, I'll just drop it there. Prevents confusion, creates another touch point. If they confirm already, I just want to find another reason to touch base with them so that I stay top of mind, and it can bring any issues as well. If they have not confirmed, just give them a nudge. So that's going to be another message. Now, if you have no response, okay, you need to call them. So we'll double dial them. Again, on the call, if they pick up, they just confirm their availability, the meeting link that they have it, and the intention of the call. So something like, hey, this is Jacob from company name. I saw we have a meeting tomorrow at X time zone. So just want to confirm it's still good. Also, do you have the meeting link, by the way? Okay. And last thing before we hop out here, what are you hoping to get out of our call? Just so I can prepare properly, or maybe I could send you some resources before time. The goal is to make this human, reduce anxiety, and also increase the likelihood of them showing up to the meeting. Okay, so that's step number 3. Now, if you call and they don't pick up, you text them. Hey, just tried calling you, confirm our appointment. If I do not hear back, I may need to open your spot for somebody else. Let me know if it's good or if it makes sense to reschedule. Again, the goal here is just to disarm, diffuse, get a response, and see what we do from here. okay? But again, it adds a little bit of urgency. It's like, hey, if I don't get a response, we may need to cancel. So you may lose your spot. So again, just creating a little bit of urgency there, and it just protects your time. Final confirmation the night before, morning of, and you can double dial again if they have not replied. Depending on your company, you may mark that slot free, or you may cancel the call as well. I'm not going to tell you what to do in your company, but that's something that we experiment with, so you can double book the slot and not lose that slot as well. And you double dial them again at the time of the meeting as well. So the goal is to get a response, get a confirmation, make it human, not automated. So that's the flow that's been working really well for us, okay? The day of the call, if they no-show, after 2 to 5 minutes, you double dial them and you text. Okay, so again, that's call time double dial, text them, I'm in a meeting room, are you still able to make it? And if they don't respond, then you can move them to follow-up or nurture. It's like move them to no-show, but they're going to keep being nurtured by the email list, text, and everything. And then I'll go over our no-show recovery system as well that we implement with teams that can help rescoop some of those opportunities as well. Okay, so the closers must own their calendars. Like if they paid for the leads, that's the accountability, that's the standard, that's the expectation. Okay, so throughout the day, in the morning they do that. Throughout the day, in between calls, when new bookings appear for the next day, they do confirmation, and at the end of their day as well. Okay, so sooner the better, and they cannot make money if the calls are not showing up. So that's why we hammer the shit out of it. Each check that you do in the morning, midday, and at the end of day, new bookings, unconfirmed appointments, you escalate, so you make the call and you do the next action step, sending the Zoom link, whatever. And then something you could do even a notch further that helped me when I was a rep as well, and I recommend my reps all the time, is to do caller coding. So let's say you text someone, they're not confirmed, put them in red in your calendar. If they confirm, put it in green. If they're not sure if they're going to make it or not, you can put them in yellow. And then if you do multiple attempts and someone is still red, for example, then you can mark it as free the day before, the day of. If, again, that's something you're allowed to do in your company as a rep or as a manager, or if you're the business owner, you do what the fuck you want. So that's for the part 2. So that's the flow, okay? I'm going over quickly. You can rewatch it. The part 3 is the no-show recovery system. So even with all of this, there's still going to be some no-shows. The mistakes that a lot of people do, they let those people die and disappear. If the lead no-shows, you double dial, you text, there's no response, here's exactly what you do. An hour later after the missed call, you can send an email and a text. Neutral, again, no guilt, just check in and see if they'd like to reschedule. Something came up, hey, hope everything is okay. I know we had a call earlier today or an hour earlier. Just wanted to see, like, would it make sense for us to reschedule? Nothing bad happened, let me know. Either way is fine. So again, just let the opportunity of someone to respond back. 24 hours later, you'll follow up again, text, email. You can include a reschedule link, and you can also add in the sequence like a call from either setter or a closer. And human touch, people can book by themselves with the link, and then you can automate that in CRMs, like either like the timelines of when a task is assigned to call the person, whether it's the setter or the closer, and the email and the text going out by the lead owner can automate that as well. And the last step that you could do is 48 hours later, you do a final call, and this is the last attempt. Otherwise, they go into like long-term nurture with not in the sales pipeline, but they'll stay there. And then again, the emails, everything's going to nurture them for the long term. Okay, step 4, long-term nurture. Like I said, if they don't re-engage, they're not dead. They're just like either missed time, maybe they change their mind, they might come back. Again, timing changes. They're not lost deals, they might be delayed deals. So that's the idea behind this. Okay, so the 24, 48 hours, you can scoop some people back up. And then in the future, you can have your setters try to re-engage them, or you can do text blast, email blast to those people to re-engage as well. So that's the no-show recovery sequence in a nutshell. You can automate this in your CRM as well, just so that no one gets through the cracks, basically. If you're doing 150K plus per month, you want this exact pre-call and no-show system installed and managed for you, can click the first link below. I'm going to handle all the confirmation, the build, the recovery, and the accountability. Now from here, let me show you what to do when people still don't show up, even if you did all of that. Now the last part, the bonuses and additional levers you can pull to skyrocket your show rate. Okay, so one is the booking window. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but don't allow prospects to book more than 48, 72 hours out. That's definitely going to help with the show rate. Setters should also default to at least same day if they can, 24 hours or maybe 48, 72 hours out maximum when booking. The longer the window, the lower the show rate. That's the idea. Okay. Marketing assets can absolutely help. Okay. So having a solid thank you page with resources, assets, social proof, information about the company or the founder to build that trust and that credibility and build that excitement to showing up to the call. And then email sequences. So in the email sequence leading to the call, you give value on the vehicle, the mechanism, or the industry that you're in. So if I sell someone a specific way of doing marketing, then it's like I give value on why this is the best vehicle for them to generate leads or business or to market their company, and the mechanism that's used or the way we do it, the software we use, whatever, right? If I'm selling a biz op, how to make money with AI, whatever, then I'm gonna send some marketing and some value on how to go about making money with AI, why this is the best industry, why is this the best vehicle to make money, and all of that. And the goal also is to build trust with the founder of the company and have social proof of why this works. People in the past that used it as well. Now, marketing assets. For the setter ownership, the show rate starts with the setters, not the closers. Again, if it's a marketing book call, that's different. But if the setters book the call, we want the setters to take ownership on their show rate and the show rate overall. So they must create enough pain and urgency in their discovery with the prospects, okay? Position the call correctly. That is going to add value, not add friction. Again, you want to have a certain amount of friction before you set someone on a calendar. But the point is, you don't want to scare people away from showing up. You do a solid tie down on the day and time for the appointment, and you can send some value that's personalized as well. Yes, there's going to be the marketing, but if you have a conversation about someone that has a specific pain point, maybe they're a specific avatar or they have a specific goal, then you can send them a specific piece of content ahead of time that's going to give a higher likelihood of closing. So the setter taking owner on the sets that they book the closers. Then the closers taking ownership on their calendar. So they own the confirmation, they own the recovery. They don't outsource the responsibility to automations. I see that way too often with all the tech stack. I'm a closer. I can close if someone show up. If someone does not show up, there's no way, it's impossible for me to close them. So I want to make sure that most of my calls show up, or as much as possible. Now, the other thing is personalization beats automation. Be creative. Do personalized intro video, like selfie video that are personalized, like I'm a rep, I'm going to send that. Or send a voice note. Do a confirmation call, like call people. Use your personal cell. Make it human. Have people lower their guard and connect with people ahead of time. Like get creative. Like those are all different things you can test. There's some softwares like SendBlue, for example, where we could do automated voice notes, personalized videos, like voice notes. Like there's a lot of things you could do, but be creative. Okay. I don't know your offer specifically in your market, but different things are going to work for different people. If you're more B2B, then see if you can connect with a person on LinkedIn first and then reach out to them on LinkedIn and connect with them so you put a face to the name, right? I don't know. Just like figure it out. There's many ways to do that. This is what worked for us, but those are just additional things that can help boost the show rate. And depending on the teams, we do different of those variation here. Less is more on the show rate. Okay, so too many reminders is going to hurt the show rate. Keep it minimal, be intentional about it, and test one variable at a time. So if you're inserting new personalization or new email sequences, things like that, just test one variable at a time. And usually less is more. So a lot of people just add. Oh, I will add a 48 hour before automation, 24, then 6 hours before, then 3 hours, and 1 hour, then 30 minutes, and 10 minutes, then at the time of the call. And people are just like annoyed the shit out of everything. So just like try like to remove some layers and see, okay, if I remove this, how does it move? Okay, if we start calling them, how does it move? And it's test it out for a week or two, see the data, and then make a data-driven decision to see if that was a good move or not, and what's the next step to test, right? Now from here, what are some results of us implementing this with our teams? This is for 3 different companies in 2025. This totals 10,000 calls booked while working with them in 2025, okay? Now all of those use paid ads as their main client acquisition channel. So this is one team here, 2025, we had 2,197 calls booked, 71% average show rate across 2025. And you can see like 5.3 million in revenue from this. This is another team, 7,400 calls booked. This is a biz op as well, all paid ads VSL. This is more like a B2B offer. Live calls, 5,300, 72% show rate across the year. This is across like on average 7 closers there. And this was 6-7 setters. This was across like 3 different closers. And then you can see like show rate 72%, generated 11.2 million in revenue, 6.4 million front end cash and new cash, not even counting the payment plan. So total like 11 million. This is another team over 3 months. They started with us 55% when we started with them. And then you can see we got it up to 71, 68% in a few months. So you can see like those numbers there. So that's just to show that if you do those things here shown in this video, then the likelihood of your show rate going up is very high from my experience over the past few years of doing what we do. So yeah, that's it for this video. And by the way, this is the results. We've done this with multiple different teams. Last year, this was over 10,000 call booked just over those 3 teams. And then over 22 million in revenue generated across all of our teams in 2025 as well. If you see here, that's just like, if you think like it's roughly like 16, 17 million, there's more with other companies we worked with last year, but that's just to show you a handful of examples. So look, you can have all the best ads, the best offer, the best closers, but if people don't show up, none of that matter. So I just handed you the exact sequence that's worth at least 6 figures plus per month for most businesses. So from here, you can try to implement this yourself while juggling everything else, or we can install this for you and manage the entire sales side for you. So if you're doing 150K plus per month and you're tired of no-shows killing your revenue, click the link below, we'll chat and we'll see if we can help.